I wanted to get on that damn stage. That was a stage to be had. So I just got to clear the air with that one first and foremost. Rashad, I feel a way about not being able to speak from that stage. So I just want everybody to know, before we even get into the topic at hand, yeah, I'm a hater. Hell yeah, I'm a hater. I'm telling y'all now, right? I'm not. I wanted to let y'all know so you know what's going on before we even get started. Yeah, I came in this joint ready to hate, and I see right now it is a lot of people who are giving you guys a lot of criticism about the actual event itself, and I came to you personally after the whole event finished. Right? I walked through the event every single Saturday, Sunday. And I was even asking the attendees one question. What did you think of the event? Anybody that came up to me, that approached me, and I felt like Santa Claus in there because I was getting pictures and baby kissing and everything. Like I felt like I was a celebrity in there. Shit, I felt that was the Super Bowl. When y'all called it the Super Bowl of entrepreneurs, now I can believe exactly what you, and I get where you guys are coming from. And I came home today and I'm just reading online and I'm starting to see all the different feedback and criticisms and things of that nature. But me personally, I'm like, I'm confused. I was in the building. I'm asking people questions and I felt what I felt in the building myself. And I was like, I don't think that the reviews that I'm hearing are accurate to what I saw. Now, some of the stuff I did see that there were some things that could have been improved on. But from an overall standpoint, I thought that it was a very, very good event. I even seen niggas talk about your clothes, which I think, nigga, yeah, you did have your PJs on. And that must have really pissed these niggas off that you came out of this joint and had on them goddamn PJs the back-to-back days. Y'all made all that motherfucking money, you put on them pajamas. That made some niggas mad. You put them clothes on and pissed a whole lot of motherfuckers off with them pajamas, nigga. You goddamn got $1 million check and Diddy and all these niggas, and you pissed everybody off. But I just want to tell you personally, I wanted to give you, your love on my platform because you, Troy, MG, you guys had an event that, first off, y'all gave me hella respect, but I thought it was very well ran. Anybody that's ever been and had their own event that you run, shit happens, right? And I want you to just kind of talk about what you feel from the opposite side. Obviously, you've been reading and hearing some of the things that people had to say. What's your overall take on some of the criticism you guys are getting and how you're going to improve on your future event?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first and foremost, thank you for coming. Thank you, Nicole, for coming. And, it's different algorithms online.
It just went out. It just went out. Say that again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you good.
I get towards the hater side of Instagram, so I didn't really see a lot of negative feedback. I only saw positive. I only heard positive feedback, but there is things that could have been improved on as far as like logistics and stuff like that. When you do an event for 20,000 people, you're gonna make some mistakes. But I just feel like, you was there. There was no issue as far as anybody trying to fight or anything like that. That alone is an accomplishment. And I just feel like, people don't fully understand a lot of times what goes into making these events actually happen. So I told you offline, this is things that we never even spoke about. We spent $400,000 just for metal detectors. Like, if you've been to InvestFest before, we had it at the same spot 3 years in a row. You don't have to have metal detectors in GWCC. GWCC, Georgia's an open carry state. So anybody can walk in Georgia World Congress Center with anything, right? But we felt like, we at the point now where all it takes is for one bad apple to ruin the whole batch. And the safety is more important than anything. So it's like, we want to have metal detectors. What we didn't know is that you have to lock down the entire building if you want to have metal detectors in GWCC. You got to have security. You got to have police presence. All that. Long story short, it costs $400,000. That's not an easy call, bro. I don't care how much money you got. $400,000. That's something that you don't have to do. That's something that you can just keep in your pocket. But at the end of the day, people's security is more important than $400,000. That's not that big of a deal to make or break the event. So, a variety of different things, but everything.
I think hearing that just I want to jump in real quick. I think hearing that it is definitely important because obviously, you know, people want to feel safe coming into those environments. And 400 grand, goddamn, you know, that's a bag to put up to make sure that the audience is safe because safety should be a priority. So I want to, you know, obviously tip my hat to that for sure.
Nah, and at the end of the day, keep in mind, nobody would know that. Like, it's not like you could have just did an event and nobody would have known, like, this security, this metal detectors, there's not, it wouldn't have really been that big of a deal. But these are little things that, you know, everybody's not really privy to, right? But it's like you go over and above to make sure that people are safe and people have good environments and everybody was safe. When I look at the vendor marketplace, amazing. You was in there. Like, to me, that was my favorite part of the whole event. You have 400 vendors. It's extremely difficult to have 400 vendors and not feel like you're all the way lost in the back. To me, everybody had good real estate, and I spoke to a lot of the vendors. There was no vendor that it felt like, yeah, I'm so far away that nobody's going to come to my booth. It was positioned perfectly where it was like everybody was benefiting, and we actually made it purpose to bring, like, Robert Smith, brought him through the vendor marketplace, brought Steve Harvey through the marketplace, brought Diddy through the market. That's one of the reasons why Diddy was late on stage. We brought him through the vendor marketplace. That's important. He stopped by small businesses. You don't know what that's going to do for a business. You don't know what that's going to, even just to see somebody like Diddy, like first, like he's a billionaire. You get to see somebody. We brought 2 billion. There's 12 black billionaires in America. We marketplace. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just think about that, bro. 12 in the United States of America. 2 of them came back-to-back days, not just to InvestFest, to the vendor marketplace. That's where the people are actually at. Like, it's just that we've done has never been done before. So I feel like, I mean, it was just a good vibe. It was just a good vibe, bro. I just feel like everybody, you know, that was there, the feedback that I got was positive. Like, you know what I mean, as far as on the speaker side, and then there was 2 stages. I told you, a lot of people didn't even know there was another stage. So it's like the other stage holds 3,000 people. For most people, 3,000 is a great conference.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? 3,000 people is a great conference. That's damn near fucking 90% of what people actually do on their own events. So, nah, I mean, I just felt it was good vibes. I felt the energy was good. I felt that the nightlife was good. I felt like everything, logistically, for sure, always could improve. Nobody, yeah. That's why I told you, even Diddy, he was like, yo, bro, don't be too hard on yourself, man. Like, y'all looking at you. He's like, I could tell, I lived that life for 25 years. He's like, yo, you're not enjoying this. He's like, you're not enjoying this. I know you're not enjoying this because you're not smiling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're on your phone. Like, enjoy the moment, taking the moment. Like, don't be the perfectionist to the point where you're too hard on yourself and you're too hard on the situation. Like, and that's something that I'm still learning to this day. But I'm always going to look at everything in the most critical light possible to the detriment. But at the highest level of success, you can never be satisfied. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can never be satisfied. You can always, like, I look at, like, Michael Jordan. Like, I'm pretty sure he was winning championships. He was still looking like, damn, I did this. I missed this foul shot. I did that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Scottie Pippen didn't get back on defense. I got to get. So I think it's a balance as far as, you know, really enjoying the moment. But also, you got to understand that when you're in pursuit of perfection and when you're in pursuit of things that's never been done before, you're never satisfied. It's never 100% excellence. You always, excellence is impossible to achieve. So when you're trying to achieve excellence, you're never going to be satisfied. That's the harsh reality of someone that's trying to be great. The vast majority of people are never going to understand that, and they're never going to realize that because they're not trying to be great, and that's okay. The vast majority of people are okay with being okay, and the vast majority of people are okay with just criticizing. But the vast majority of people that have criticized have never done anything. That's the dangerous part of social media, and that's the dangerous part about the world that we live in. I can get online right now and just say, yo, they're not doing nothing in Africa, and I could just start laming them. These are all things that I personally have never done. I'm not qualified to speak on. But it's so much easier to just say anything, right? It's so much easier to say anything, and then we just become desensitized to it. Oh, the country's not being run well. Oh, they're not taking out my trash. Well, why don't you try to do something for yourself? Because when you try to do something for yourself, you realize, damn, it's really not as easy as I made it out to. So instead of actually doing something for yourself, then it's easier to just play a critic on the sideline. But ultimately, remember this. This is something that's extremely important to remember. History never remembers critics. I watched the movie Troy. It's one of my favorite movies. And in that movie, Achilles was played by Brad Pitt in that movie. And he was about to fight a giant. And a kid came up to him, and the kid was like, yo, why are you about to fight this giant? Nobody has ever beat him. You're going to die. He's giving him a whole list of reasons why he shouldn't fight the giant. And you know what he told them? He said, if you were me, would you fight him? And the kid said, no. He said, that's why nobody's ever going to remember your name. Remember that. Nobody's going to ever remember 99% of the people's names because they don't have enough courage to do things that nobody else has ever done.
That's real. And I love you talking about that. So now let's talk about some of the negative, man. Obviously I got tagged in a bunch of stuff. I see people posting clips from inside of the place, and I just seen somebody down here, the business bully, he commented. So how is making it rain helping our people?
Well, if you follow Earn Your Leisure, you know that. So I'm not a political activist, and I'm not a totally righteous person. First of all, I didn't make it rain, but those are my people. Shout out to them. Defend the Marketplace is about fun. You saw Safari dancing. So you might see Earn Your Leisure in the clubs buying bottles. We don't apologize for that. Listen, we kids from I'm gonna show you. This is my park. You see this right there? I used to go to this park every day, bro. I'm still in the neighborhood right now. We're not perfect people like that just was wearing three-piece suits and all of that. We regular people, bro, and we have fun. And we never apologize for having fun. And we accept everybody as they are. So at InvestFest, you might see a preacher, you might see a drug dealer, you might see a stripper, you might see a CEO of a company, you might see somebody off the corner, and guess what? They're all welcome. That's the problem with our culture. We're so quick to criticize and put somebody down. Why don't you try to uplift somebody and take them as they are? You know what I'm saying? Like we so quick to point judgment. Oh, they making it rain. So what? So what? It's fake money. It's a marketing. You know what I'm saying? It's fake money, bro. These people are having fun. They're not hurting nobody. They're not killing nobody. They're not robbing nobody. They're amongst their people and they're having fun. And that's how they choose to have fun. In their space, in their booth that they purchased. So that's one of the most outrageous criticisms that I could possibly see, but I'm glad you asked me that because, like I said, that's a major part that's what's wrong with our community. But these people never been to what I just showed. They never been to the community. They never hung out on the street corner. So they can't fully understand that and they can't fully appreciate that. They're so desensitized from the culture. That's why the culture don't rock with them. That's why nobody knows who they are. That's why they did an event they couldn't get 100 people. Listen, I want you to fully understand this. I told you about this. There's no such thing as hate. It's confused admiration. That's all it is. It's confused admiration. People really admire you. They don't know how to fully express or communicate themselves. So that admiration turns into a dysfunctional way of communicating. The dysfunctional way of communicating is hate because they think that if they hate enough, then they can get your attention. That's what they said. They know that's the only way we ever gonna speak. This is real shit that I'm trying to explain to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not hate, bro. So for
clarity for the people that didn't understand though, that wasn't actually in the actual where you see the fake money thrown. That wasn't in the actual place where the event was actually being thrown. That was the vendor marketplace. So I know a lot of people were thinking that was like, hey, maybe that might have been happening from the stage, and I've seen a lot of people comment on that. So I definitely want to give you an opportunity to address that.
If you saw our stage, like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You saw the stage, but even if we did do it on the stage, so what? It's our event. We can do whatever we want to do. Next year we might make it rain with real money, just cause we can. Just cause we can. We can. Look, ain't no rules to this shit. We can do whatever we want, bro. There's no rules to this shit. We paid for this shit ourselves. We didn't go through no gatekeeper. We didn't have to ask nobody for permission. So guess what, Tone? When you pay for this shit and you do shit yourself, you can do what the fuck you want. With no apology. That's the beauty of this shit. Ain't no apology. There's no apology for this shit. When I wear the silk, and it was terry cloth, by the way. When I wear when I wear the custom terry cloth, try to. I know it's making people sick to their stomach. They're gonna have to have Pepto-Bismol. That's why they said like, yo, you're going too far. I said, I'm not going far enough. I could have did more. I could have did more. Like that's what I want you to understand. It could have been more. It could have been real money. It could have been real money like getting thrown out. It could have been worse. We could have had hundreds of real dollar bills that maybe next time we might do that. That's an option. Look, nobody's ever gonna box you in. This is important, Tone. I want you to even understand this. Never let nobody box you in what they think that you should be. I'm not what nobody thinks that I should be. I'm only me. People think like, yo, oh, you should be super conscious, or you should be super political, or you should be super. No, I'm gonna be me. I don't care what you think I should be. I only care about what I am.
Nigga did come out with terry cloth and silk for back-to-back.
Back to back, bro. Back to back. Like,
hey, all right. So now I want to ask you some more legit shit because this is some legit questions right here. I seen people that said, "Hey, I paid for VIP, didn't get seats. I didn't have like a place to sit or felt like that with the VIP experience there were things that they should have had a better experience with VIP." How do you address that?
I think it was the only issue for 1 hour. That was during day. But yeah, that was something that it was an issue because there was different color wristbands. One for a nightlife wristband and one for a regular wristband, but they were similar colors. That's a logistic issue. That's a legitimate thing because everybody should have a seat. So those are issues that we actually corrected on Sunday. We had a meeting with security. If you're a leader, you gotta take responsibility for everything. So we actually talked about this on Market Monday. That's a legitimate issue. But even 1 hour is too much. So those are issues that we had security. We had a conversation with security, and we gave everybody from VIP a filming that wasn't actually included in VIP, but we gave that to them, so they're gonna have that regardless of the whole entire event. But yeah, that was a logistics issue. That there was an issue, and some people was trying to get in VIP that got in VIP that shouldn't have been in VIP. So that caused an issue as far as the seat is concerned. This is one of the reasons why, like I said, we've been looking to go into an arena because it's difficult to have just 15,000 seats without numbers. Like when you go to an arena and you have a ticket, so these are logistical issues that could potentially be worked out. But yeah, I mean, like I said, that's something that is a legitimate concern. But I don't think that I've heard too much of that. Like I said, that was something that I think only happened during Diddy's conversation. It wasn't like that was for the whole event. But we definitely had an hour-long meeting with security the next day at 7 o'clock in the morning. Once again, these things that people don't know. These are things that people don't know, bro. I had to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and meet with security. Like, yo, this is what we're gonna do. This is the issue. This is what happened yesterday. We gotta have people at different roles to make sure that it didn't happen again. So when you do an event, yeah, you're gonna have issues, right? Like your phone, you might buy a phone from Apple and shit breaks. It happens, and then you take it back to the store and then they make it right? Like customer service is important, but no product is perfect.
All right. Also, I see people that were talking about audio issues and inability to hear some of the speakers.
The audio, the audio is definitely something that we're working on for sure for next year. I heard, I wasn't in it, but I heard in the back it was an echo. So there was an echo. Even when we was on stage, sometimes it was an echo. So these are things that could be fixed with like carpet or different types of things that looking to make improvements on that for a better audio experience for sure. So I don't think it stopped anybody from hearing anything, but I heard that there was an echo, depending on where you were standing in the building, that there was an echo. But look at what we're talking about though, Tone. Look at the issues that we're talking about. You might not have one seat for an hour. The audio was it was bad feedback on the audio sometimes. Like, let's just take a minute. Let's take a minute. And I know your platform, I know that you bring up honest critiques of things. So this is why I'm on with you. Because people don't know, like, we actually have a relationship.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have a relationship that's not for just social media. Like, we actually link up in real life. We might have lunch. We might go out. We might, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is something that we've actually have a relationship for a few years now. But let's just take a moment. Look at the critiques that we're talking about. 20,000 people, and the critiques is like, yo, is an echo in the back, or somebody's making it rain in the vendor marketplace. That's an accomplishment. That's an accomplishment within itself. The fact that we not having no thing of, yo, he cursed me out. Yo, somebody smacked somebody in the vendor marketplace. It was a brawl that happened. It was, bro, we're talking about an echo, a feedback echo on you. But we can improve on it.
What do you feel like from like the things that you heard that stood out the most that you feel like, damn man, I wish we could have caught that and made it better from the beginning?
One of the biggest, logistics, I want to have a smooth entry process. That's one of the reasons why we pushed Diddy back as well, because a lot of people still wasn't in the building when the time he was supposed to be speaking. But registration, I don't want anybody to wait online. I'm not one of those people that's like, yo, it's good optics to have people waiting online. I don't want to have anybody waiting online. So that for sure is something that we definitely, it will be better. As far as, you don't want to have people waiting online. It's not needed, right? So if we can do that, then of course we're gonna try to make that. So that to me was something that's definitely, like you said, the sound. I mean, that's pretty much the two things, really. Just like I said, logistics. As far as that, moving people in and out.
You had one other.
What's the other?
Nigga, you ain't had me as the speaker. Shit. So look, y'all, I'm telling you, I seen some of y'all came in here kind of late. Y'all don't know. First off, like I talked to Rashad probably 2 to 4 times out the week. Like we have a very, very respectful relationship. And I know a lot of y'all think that Tony the closer is like the biggest hater, but like me and this man really speak to each other all the time. I have a tremendous amount of respect for EYL. I think that the nigga should have had me on the stage. But outside of that, like I came into the event and I'm just gonna be quite honest. I was extremely impressed. I watched this thing Saturday and Sunday. I went from backstage to in the crowd. I walked through the vendor marketplace. I went to the actual the concession area. You gotta walk like a motherfucker in there. The building was huge, and I'll tell you, the building was huge, but nothing but love everywhere you turn. I seen people who no matter what type of previous issues they may have had, they show respect to the actual environment, and this is something that's a big deal because there's a lot of people that don't get along online. There's been beef, there's been everything else, but even me personally, and I said this to Rashad. I said I know I talk a lot of shit. I know there's a lot of people that I have called out that was actually going to be at InvestFest. I actually had a bodyguard with me at InvestFest, not for me, but because I respect InvestFest. So I wanted to make sure I had somebody that could neutralize any potential drama that could come up, because you guys did a good job of creating a great network and a great networking event for the culture. And I know a lot of people like to hate and they say this isn't for the culture, but let me tell you something. It is indeed for the culture. I watch everything from young kids to grown adults in this building. I watch people learning literally things about financial literacy. I watch like real dope shit happening in that building. And to be a part of it is a little bit different. When you walk in that building and you get to see the actual love, the actual respect, you get to go through there, it's a whole different vibe. It's a whole different feeling. And I just want, I keep this shit real. Anybody that knows me, if this event was trash, I would have said it. I've been the first one to say it. I would have told Rashad personally. Like I talked to the guy. And walking through the entire place, I'm talking about watching people in tears, talking about their experience at this event. Like when you get to hear people firsthand experience and they're in tears talking about how somebody's speech made a difference in their life, how it impacted them, whether that was motivation, whether that was something that they can use education. Like hell, the girl It's Nikki and all them, they was on stage and I was taking notes. Some of the shit that they were saying, I was like, oh, Notion, bet, say less. Oh, they adding this, they using this for their AI, say less. Even me personally, I was able to pick up things that I can actually use and already have implemented in my actual business immediately. So depending on what your niche is and what you were looking to get information based off, I'm like, damn, it was in here. And when I look at a lot of people, I started looking at the reviews online. I'm seeing people that couldn't wait to say the negative shit about it. I said, hey, let's be fair for a minute. Name any black organization that's putting 20,000 people in the building and it ain't no fights. Nigga, the BET Awards can't do it. The Source Awards couldn't do it back in the day. Like, you get that many niggas, man, you see, and definitely with the personalities and all the different shit that's been going on, bro, I told you straight up, I said, you spent $400K on security and locking down the building for the culture, amazing. Amazing. To see the people respect the environment, amazing. Man, I'm walking through, I'm seeing Diddy, fucking, Big Crumb, I seen every walk of life. I seen everybody. I mean, like rappers. I'm like, nigga, I'm everybody is in this building. So even from a networking opportunity, it was something I thought was very special. And I'm just like, when I looked at the feedback, I said, let me give you guys your flowers. And I wanted to be one of the first, because I'm one of the first niggas to talk shit. I'm one of the first ones that, hey, look, when there's something that's wrong, I'm the first. You know, but what people don't know is I call you first too, though. Will I not? People don't realize me and Rashad have conversations on a regular. So if it's something that's off, I'll say it. But I had to be the loudest when it came to this too, because I give all the shit when there's something wrong. But I said, man, him, Troy, and Matt, those guys deserve their flowers. This event was amazing. I was happy that you involved Nicole. My love in this event, I watched her impact women's lives. I watched women walk up to her in tears. I'm grateful for that. You know, I looked at how they, you know, put her in position, her as well. I looked at when I came off that stage and how Ashley, I believe her name, is that Ashley, the young lady, man, extremely respectful. Showing the love, the respect from everybody in the building was much appreciated. So, and just phenomenal event. Bro, I came in and I was shocked. I mean, all day long, people in there packed. I mean, packed, so many people. Y'all like, damn. Y'all made history, bro. My first event, I had 1,400 people. The shit that happened behind the scenes almost made me lose my damn mind. You know, see, most people, and that's why I put up the post. If you never had an event where you got 100 people, let alone 20,000 people, you don't understand the gravity of how much stuff can go wrong. You don't understand the pressure of trying to appease and make sure you got something for the people that handicap accessible. You want to make sure that people can hear. You want to make sure that people can get into the building and know exactly where to navigate and everything else. I can't say one thing I can say is in 2024, you got my support. InvestFest 2024, Tony DeClose, it better be on the stage though. Nigga, I'll put pressure to get on the stage. But I tell you, bro, like that I want to be a part of something like that. Like everybody should want to be a part of something that really, bro, it made me feel good. It made me feel great to be a part of it. It made me feel great that you had Nicole a part of it. And I know that a lot of people that came in there were able to get impact. I'm sure that there was some stuff that was, you know, people could have had better experiences. We get that, like in anything. But I just think from black business to not ever be able to see anybody ever accomplish this amount of success in the amount of time that you guys done it, man, crazy. Crazy, bro.
I appreciate that, man. And I appreciate that. That's love. I really do appreciate that. And also, I just feel like I said this before.
Them niggas said take Tony off the blacklist. Nigga, I was on the blacklist. It's all good. Hey, look, take me off the fucking blacklist, nigga.
Oh man, look. I just feel like also, I said this before. The worst type of person in the world is a person that sows deceit amongst people. This is what I mean by sowing deceit amongst people, right? Where it's like, I'm gonna use a different example, then I'm gonna use an example for us. Where it could be like, yo, Matt, keep with us, right? They'd be like, yo, Matt. People could like, yo, Matt, why you not on stage with them? Why they ain't mention your name? Why you not in this article, right? Like, what you're doing is you're sowing deceit inside of a person's brain, where even if they're the most solid person in the world, after a while, then that shit like starts to trigger, and then they start to it's like some Shakespearean shit. I see that a lot. I say that to say somebody's like, yo, why is Nicole up there? And stop doing that. She's up there because Tony called me and was like, yo, I think it's a good idea if you have Nicole on stage. And we actually had an open spot. So I'm like, okay, I thought that it would be a good gesture to extend the invite. we don't always have the best history. This is a olive branch that we're extending to the love of your life, to put on stage and the opportunity to talk in front of 20,000 people. That should be something that should be looked at as positive. Instead of looking at it as positive, now they're gonna spin it on a narrative. Well, it's weird. Why is she up there and he's not up there? You never gonna make people happy, bro. No matter what, man. Like, but that's dangerous way of thinking. That's the reason why you're in the situation that you're in. I'm talking to anybody that's thinking like that, because you always gonna have a negative mindset. You're never gonna be positive. You're never gonna grow and do things that's amazing if you have a negative mindset. And you can find negativity in anything. How is us having this man's love of his life on stage at InvestFest in front of 20,000 people? How is that spun into a narrative of, well, why is she there?
You know, I'm glad that you and I had the relationship that I could make the call and tell you that, hey, I wanted her to be out there, and you made it happen, and for her to be able to impact women, bro. Like, to watch those women come off that, when she came off that stage and in tears and talking about how impactful she was on the stage, that's everything. And you know, I want to make sure from, you know, most people they know, man. Like, you and I, and well, it ain't you and us. You and I have never had a personal beef. I have discussed certain things that I felt like had scammy shit and everything else, and there was a little bit of, you know, rockiness between just some of this shit that happened. But there was never any Rashad Tony beef, Rashad EYL beef, and I wanted to come to InvestFest to be able to see firsthand what it was all about. I wanted to be able to give a fair criticism of the event. And I'm not going to come on a platform and use my platform to hate, just to hate. I'm not one of them niggas. Like, if that shit was trash, I would have said it. But let me tell you something. It was amazing. I left that event every single day and I was like, damn, they did better than I anticipated they would have done. And, you know, even the master investor, I know Eli, I see Eli in here, they always got their word, you know, this little shit that be exchanged. I watched Master Investor come out, I watched the fucking, even the intro, all that, dope as a motherfucker, like shit fire. Kathy Wood on stage, they having very high level conversation. You can't do anything but respect that. Like, I'm a nigga that want to look at people and say, that brother right there, that's amazing. Like, when you do good shit, you get, I give you your flowers. If you did some sucker shit, I'm like, hey man, that's not right. So it's important for us to be able to be in the culture, and definitely we talk about accountability, because a lot of the things that I focus on is really truly accountability. Like, when I talk out and call people out, is because things have been done improperly. You guys just did something that was amazing, so talk about that the same way. And I got to do that because I was actually there. I was in the building. I seen Master Investor. I seen all the shit that was happening behind the scenes. I seen you guys making shit happen. Bro, that's amazing. So I gotta say, hey, look, I take my hat off to the things that I see that are going well. Now, there's always gonna be some weird shit where there's gonna be some scammy person around, and you guys have you started addressing that, and you've done your part. So I can even respect that. We've had those conversations. So I just want to make sure people know, man, like, you know, let's get beyond just making personal attacks. Let's get beyond just hating on the nigga just because you might not agree with everything that they do. See, we always talk about culture. We always talk about advancement in black wealth, black financial literacy. Well, watching what I saw this weekend, I see some people that have a really good lead in helping lead the black financial revolution, right? But we got to also be able to get on the same page. We shouldn't be ousting anybody. We need to be figuring out ways to be more inclusive so we can work together. We need to get from the tear down mindset and get to, let's be real critical of each other and figure out ways to build with each other. I don't want to look at EYL as my op. I don't want to look at anybody as my op. I want to find ways that if there's something that's going on, because culturally we all want to see one thing, us win. We want to see everybody make more money. We want to see everybody be able to make more impact. We want to be able to grow and make more, more for our generational wealth. But to be able to do that, everybody needs to be able to have seats at the table that, don't come from a place of hate. It don't come from a place of tearing down. It needs to be, hey, are these things beneficial to the culture? Are these things tearing down the culture? And like I said, first-hand experience is everything. See, most of the people I seen hating, when I seen the vendor marketplace and they were showing the money being thrown up, I laughed myself, because and I don't like David Shands. I'm just gonna say it. I don't like the nigga Shands, but I can't. When it come to being honest, there was nothing wrong with what they was doing. I don't like them niggas. Like I'll be the first one to say it. They was in the vendor marketplace throwing fake money. So I would look like a dickhead to be sitting on live trying to hate on dudes that was throwing fake money. To speak on something without context to make you look like a complete dickhead. Like and that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of niggas is like really just y'all throwing shots and you hating, but you don't understand all the shit that was going on. I'm honest. For me, it could have been an opportunity for me to say something negative about Dave, but they did. Like I know the environment of what that actual room was about. So if you know what that room was about, that wasn't the room that you was going to be in there. Like you could go on one side, you could have somebody learning and teaching board games. The next side over there, you could be seeing somebody having a good time. You could be seeing people. So when you understand and have true context, you don't make hating ass statements like that. So I just think that when people start speaking, is at least have all the context so you can know what you're speaking on, because a lot of people were just speaking from a place that, oh man, look at this nigga shit. But it wasn't. If you was there, you would have known that it wasn't that for sure.
No, I mean, you're right. You're right. I couldn't even say nothing no better. Like you said, most of the people wasn't even there. So you're giving a critique about something that you don't even have full information on. And yeah, just like Alex said, I think the money actually had their QR code. So it's actually like a business. It's a marketing play. But no, I just want to say I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the maturity you've shown because you play an important financial space, and that's for you to be there. And some people might have said like, yo, why would Tony be in it? You created a lane for yourself, and it's also I never want you to get away from that, because I think that people might sometimes not even fully understand that you actually teach real estate, right? So I always want you to stay grounded in the real estate, but your mission and what you do is important. The communication is a little harsh sometimes as far as how you communicate, but that's who you are. But I like I always tell you, I'm never above critique. I'm never above criticism. If there's something that might not have been done correctly, something that might have, just in life, not invested, just in life, right? Then let's hold each other accountable as men. And I think that can be done respectfully, and I think that can be done in a productive manner. But that's different. Constructive criticism is one thing. Absolute hating is another thing. It's become too normal for grown men to become abject haters. That's not okay. And that's never going anywhere. It's like that's hate. Just like how you call out the scam, you called out the hate. Hey, we can never empower a hater. We can't empower haters. We have to publicly humiliate the haters because they're bad for society. They're bad for society. Because if you just have a bunch of haters, then you're never going to have anybody that's going to aspire to something, because they're always going to be wary that somebody's going to try to tear them down with things that aren't even a reason to be torn down. So if you're online and you're leaving a comment and you're a hater, you should be ashamed and embarrassed for yourself, but also for your children.
Not for their children. Your children gotta grow up knowing that their dad is just about another man. Like when my son looks at me, it's a sense of pride because he sees what we built. His friends, they see what we built. Imagine your son only knows you for being a hater. He probably has more admiration for the person that you're hating on than you. That's the kind of shit that I have your kids calling you by your first name. So, I run. I appreciate you for coming. Had a time, and we're gonna do more stuff. Hey, y'all! Once again, salute and flowers to Rashad, EYL, their whole team. This InvestFest 2023. Y'all know I don't co-sign and shout out no niggas. I'd be like, no, I ain't giving it to them, but I gotta give them and respect for what they put on this weekend. It was absolutely amazing. I gave them their flowers in person, face to face, with no camera on. But I've been giving these guys a lot of criticism online, so I thought it was important for me to give them the same type of love that I give when I give them criticism. And once again, I think you guys are set on the path is unbelievable. Watch our like I see it. I see trajectory, and it's going crazy. Mad salute to you guys. I know that there's gonna be some people that don't like what you guys got going on, but there's a lot of people that support you, and you got my support, man. I think that it was absolutely phenomenal. All the beautiful black people, man. I've never seen what I've seen in the love like being, and that's why I keep telling people, if you wasn't in that building, like, yo, that shit was crazy. You walk through, and I'm talking about black people everywhere and love every single step of the way. So everything that you guys did, but I know it wasn't easy. I know it's be able to put it all together. Criticism still, but I want to make sure from my side, my platform, I was able to give you guys the flowers because they do. So shout out to EYL. If nigga I ain't on enough in 2024, nigga, I'll put you in the headlock. If I ain't on 2024, I'll put you in a motherfucking headlock. Shout out to all the people that showed me love there. Master Investor, Matt the mortgage guy, Ashley, you just made me feel special. Ashley, she came up to me, knew my name. Motherfucking was like, nah, Tony good back here, y'all. She told police to leave me the fuck alone. Like they was trying to fuck with me a little bit. And Ashley, you made me feel good, girl. So I'm gonna always remember you.
Oh, can I say that? One more thing too. That's another thing. It's one of these where this is very slow because like the first day is with VIP, so it's like the second day, like we had like strict crack it up. So a couple people was like, yo, security talking to me crazy. They're not letting me in. Security they have a difficult job because on one hand it's like, yo, if you let everybody can say like, yo, I'm his cousin. I went to school with them, but some people are really legitimate people that should be back there. So that was another thing. I'm glad you said that. It just made me think of it. Security is one of the most difficult jobs that people have. I know some people might have had some issues with security, as far as like felt like they didn't give it enough leeway. But once again, when you're throwing in the kulaks, and then it's just all kinds of issues. Security's super stern, and then it's like, yo, you're doing too much going forward. So it's a balance to that.
Hey, dog. Once again, I just wanted to make sure the flowers is as loud as when I get on y'all with the bullshit, right? So this is why I'm up here, y'all. I just want everybody to know, whenever I be talking my shit, I be on here giving it to them. But these boys did something amazing. I'm talking about, I'm sitting in there firsthand, nigga, I'm like, damn. When you get me to get that many dams out, man, I'm just going to tell you, you said the anybody aspire to do the bigger ones like that? And I'm seeing how everything moving behind the scenes, everything. Salute to our your league, InvestFest 2023. It was good at time. And yeah. Got 20,000. You know, some niggas that's doing some weird shit. Like, come on, always somebody that gotta fuck it up. But from new guys' perspective, man, amazing job. Shout out to EYL. Shout out to InvestFest 2023.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Salute, fam.
All right, bro.
Peace. Yo, so I just want to make sure everybody knows, man. I wanted to do it the same way that I've done it when I give people like the the elbow when they're doing BS, because y'all know sometimes I go and I drop that elbow and I just keep rubbing it in until somebody tap out. But I mean, bro, if you was there, you seen it. If you was there, you seen it. It was absolutely phenomenal. They made me next event. I'm doing it. And I'm doing that shit in Atlanta because I seen all the niggas go to Atlanta. It's something about Atlanta that everybody want to go to. So my next event, we gonna be in Atlanta because the niggas pull up to Atlanta, and I had a good ass time. My girl, by all the women and men too. Like, it was crazy. I was like, damn. I was like, the men was coming up to talk to her about the damn what is it? No, I can't even get it out. About her time on stage. But it was dope. Super dope. If I hear said Macho Man, nah, bro, listen. I really had a good time. I think it was really dope. Yeah, I already said. Look, I already said that Atlanta, I would go to have an event. Boy, them niggas pull up in Atlanta. Hey, baby, hey. I'm always keep it real. Like some people just want to talk and bad, and like if they got a personal grudge against somebody, or whatever, they just. I mean, if that was a nigga like Jay or something like that, I probably wouldn't give no type of flowers. But it's a little different situation. Jay wouldn't put nothing together like that without no scamming shit attached to it. So that's a different story. See, a lot of people be calling me a hater, but they don't know. I always keep it honest. I'm like, if it's right, it's right. Wrong is wrong. I don't care about what people's personal opinion is of me. I'm just gonna be a truth teller. One thing that I tell people all the time is they're comfortable about something I say, but the one thing they can't say is that I'm making up shit or I'm lying. So with me being there firsthand, with me actually going to the event and experiencing everything firsthand, I had to come in here and give these guys their flowers. I wanted to make sure I also spoke on my experience here. I know that I've seen a lot of reviews, and everybody has their own review. I just want to share mine. Okay?
Yes. And with that being said, I'm happy that he jumped online with Rashad from Earn Your Leisure, because it was a lot of chit chat. It was a lot of over numbers, over this, over that, over money, over this. Like, y'all was just doing a lot. It was a lot of online chitter. And you know what? I'ma say this. And with that being said, I'm gonna say this real quick. Like I said, it was a lot of chitter chatter online, and I seen a lot of videos coming from black people, which is crazy to me. But when the other people do it, the pale ones, and I'm not trying to be funny, but we don't really hear nothing about it in our communities. You know why? Because they really don't want us to show up to their events. But with Earn Your Leisure, it's not mainly a black event, but they want they people to show up and show out as we should. Now, if everybody go to events like this and just take notes, don't open up your mouth too much, Just take notes. Take a little pad, jot a little something down real quick, and don't say too much of nothing. Just jot some notes down. Maybe, just maybe, you might, you understand what I'm saying? Because everybody wants to get to where they're on some type of level and they reaching their goals. I want to do events. I've done events, barbecues, etc. But now I'm looking to do pop-up shops, being that I have my other businesses going and working as a machine. So I'm looking forward to going to Earn Your Leisure next year. I'm looking forward to purchasing that ticket to Atlanta. You understand? I like going on trips like that where I can learn something. If I can get to a Sierra Money Monsters brunch, God willing enable, in Atlanta, I'm going to go there too. Because I'm part of Money Monsters. But my thing is, though, when the black people talk about the other black people, y'all look really dumb. What I'm going to say is this. Stay in your lane, because everybody has one, and step your game up, and figure out where you went wrong with your last event, and make it better. See where you can make corrections. They said they corrections. That's why I said I'm happy that he jumped on here and addressed it with Tony the Closer, because Tony the Closer was there. If you didn't see a lot of his highlights on his stories, some of these kids in my background, they don't know how to use their inside voice. I'm sorry. But, anywho, they talked about everything, and they addressed a lot of the issues that a lot of people was talking about. Because here's the thing. A lot of people like to jump online and talk. Right? They like to talk. Right? And they don't even know what the fuck they be talking about. You weren't even there. Was you there? Because I'd rather hear it from somebody that was there. You weren't there. That ticket wasn't for you? Oh. So I don't even know why so you listening to hearsay. Oh, so you a hearsay ass muff. Oh, okay. So that's what you do. You come and report some of the hearsay. Oh, okay. I'm going to need you to be there, though, and then report on it. Especially when you're not going to say, well, I heard some good things and some bad things. That's being real, especially if you wasn't there at the event and you didn't see a lot of lives going on at this event. There was a lot of lives going on at this event. And if you know people that went, then you know what was going on at this event. And I know a lot of people in Atlanta, and a lot of people was in love with this event. A lot of pop-up situations was going on. A lot of pop-up tables. A lot of small businesses was there. I mean, what more can you ask for when they're extending their olive branches to the small businesses and stuff like that? Putting them in a better space. Somebody like Puffy or Steve Harvey or any one of those people that was up on stage stop at the table, then it's like, okay, the small businesses get to take a picture with that person, put it on their website or their Instagram, and boom, there you have it. So I don't understand why people like to take the hate first and the negative first and then act like, oh, I ain't hating. No. It's all in your system. Yeah, you are hating a little bit, but you want to act like you're not hating by voicing all the negative stuff first. Oh, okay. Oh, and you wasn't there? Oh, that's crazy. That's even more crazy. But I digress. I'm just happy that they addressed it. So put a lot of people, to think and ponder about their events and what they got going on in their lives and where y'all want to be and what's y'all next goals and where y'all want to stand at next year. Because right now we are in the last quarter of the year. If you own businesses, you know what that means. Straighten up and fly right and get your shit where it need to be and stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Bing bong. I gotta go YouTube later.